said the town went to hell, literally, in 1929. When was the lighthouse built?
18-something.
So it survived whatever happened. Witnessed it, you might say.
Hold on. That's the connection to Crawford. We know his family lived there for a long time before 1929, and that he and Celeste were still living there when that photo of Celeste was taken. He was there in 1929. He survived it too.
Hell, he probably caused it.
Crawford witnessed whatever it was that happened.
Maybe that's what he's been trying to figure out all these years.
I only have 6 cards left. Before, when I was doing this with Devin, he kept the last 6 face down and had me draw one at a time. Just to be safe, I'm gonna do it the way he did. Merriman drops me off at the bed and breakfast and says he'll be back in a few hours. I look everywhere for Daniel, but he's gone. Then I walk to the lighthouse and climb to the top. This vision is older than any I've seen so far.
I never climbed so high before.
Can you find our house?
You can really see it from here?
Look, over there. That's where the lake is. And a bit closer to us is the gate.
And there's our castle. I can see the roof.
It's not really a castle, Aid.
Seems like it to me. I'm really happy Father and I came to live with you.
I am too. After my parents left the Haven, Gira gave me her final words of advice.
How many cards do you have left?
6.
You must be getting very close.
I still don't know what I'm looking for.
Perhaps it's whatever Emma has been leading you to.
Merriman says Crawford's been searching literally all over the world for something. I just don't think it was Emma Somerville he was looking for.
But it could be something related to Emma. She came to Starfall in 1929. Mysterious events took place. Adrian was just a boy, but he witnessed those events.
So you think he's just trying to understand what happened?
Surely it's not that simple. But yes, I think he is seeking answers that may only be found in 1929.
Merriman managed to dig up some old documents and some new information through a connection at county records.
Well, I looked through property records, legal documents, anything that might tell us something about Crawford's family and where they lived. But the only documentation that survived after 1929 was related to a family named Taylor. Looks like they lived in Starfall for generations.
So who are the Taylors?
In 1927, Crawford's father, Surazal, married a woman named Estelle Taylor. She owned the property. I guess it was a fairly big estate, so it was outside of town, but I couldn't find out exactly where.
And that's where Crawford and Celeste survived whatever happened to the town.
Eventually, the estate goes into probate. And guess who quietly buys the property?
So that's why Crawford came back. He really did come home. The only thing of interest in the lighthouse is a toy treasure chest. Looks like it's been here a long time. I just need to figure out how to unlock it. Along with the spyglass and some other objects, there's half of an old map inside the chest. Looks like it was made by a kid. Maybe Adrian? I follow the directions on the map and point the spyglass to where a gate is supposed to be. Daniel, what are you doing? I climb down from the lighthouse and start walking in the direction of the estate. The force has advanced from where it was 80 years ago. It takes me hours to discover the rock wall and then follow it until I find the gate. It's locked tight with a high voltage line, making it impossible to scale the wall. How did Daniel get inside? The psychic energy here is very old, but still incredibly strong. It's almost like a magic spell was put on this gate.
Understand, Adrian. There are facts and figures, and there is real knowledge. The nature of life and death, sacrifice and power. Most people are terrified by this. Always remember, fear is weakness, and ignorance is the true sin.
I'll remember, Father.
You have great strength, my son. The arcane, the mystical, the second sight. You'll become a master of these things. But this must be our secret. You will tell no one, not even Estelle can know.
But you said I should treat her like my real mother.
Yes, Adrian. You should treat her well and with affection. But your mother is ill. It is for her own good that she not know what you and I do. This must be our secret. If you ever tell, the punishment will be severe.
I'm sensing memories of Adrian and Celeste. So much fear and loneliness.
What's out there?
Bad things. Bad people.
How do you know they're bad?
They tried to get in here. I had to stop them.
When I was a baby?
Yes, Celeste, when you were a baby.
I think they're gone now. I think there were only nice ladies outside the gate.
No, we can never go out there again.
I guess Adrian and Celeste lived alone here on this estate for years. Now I think I know what brought them out.
I wonder where that little girl could be. Every time I turn around, she's not there. I wish she'd come talk to me. I'm so lonely.
I can't.
Why?
My brother won't let me.
I'm your aunt, Kira. Tell your brother that I'm your mother's sister, and I've come to take you both home with me.
There's a power box on the wall next to the locked gate covered with vines. If I can shut off the power, maybe it will unlock the gate. I can't just cut the wires. I don't know what that would do, but it could set off an alarm and possibly let Crawford know where I am and what I'm doing. The power shuts off, and I hear a click come from the gate. I'm inside the estate. I enter the gate and walk in the direction of the roofs I saw from the lighthouse. Soon I reach a building next to a lake. I step inside and immediately sense an incredibly strong female presence. There's no question that she is the Empress. But there are other energies here as well. Pain, suffering, torture, and death. This is like what I saw before, except it's later.
I don't want to punish you, Estelle. I don't know everything your gift can do, but I know it is powerful, and you have disobeyed me in the past. You have forced me to use the drugs.
I'll obey you. Please, just let me have my baby.
After tomorrow night, then it won't matter anymore.
You see, I don't resist anymore.
One more day. It would be foolish to take risks.
No.
Now, what I want you to think about is this. Tomorrow night, you will do everything in your power to help me. In exchange, I will let you see your child.
That first vision of Surazal and Estelle, the one where he has her locked up, this is the building where he held her prisoner.
Adrian, I love to hear you play. Can you help me?
I can't cut the chains. I tried.
There is something else you can do later. And there's a special tune I want to teach you.
This vision, I recognize both men, Surazal and Edwin Wells. I guess Wells decided to come here after all.
Welcome to Starfall, Mr. Wells.
Surazal?
Should I send for my car?
Yes, please. I hope I'm not too late. I came as fast as I could. There were complications in finding all the items you requested.
Not to worry. All three of my guests have arrived, and with one day to spare. After some refreshment and rest, you will join us for a great feast. Sadly, my dear wife is not well and must save her strength for tomorrow.
Oh, I'm sorry about your wife, but a feast sounds delightful after months of a mostly wretched Pakistani diet.
And then after, we'll discuss the ritual.
The ritual?
Of course, Mr. Wells. Why else would you be here?
The map I found in the lighthouse had an X marks the spot next to a drawing of a bee. Near the lake I see some old bee boxes, and inside one of them I find what looks like the other half of this treasure map. Now I just need to get that angry bee out of there. It is the other half of the map. There's a path that leads to a castle, and then, beyond that, a secret chamber. But first I need to go through what looks like maybe a church, or a graveyard. I can't believe he's dead. First Devin, then Celeste. Everyone I love will die, all because of me. Crawford won't stop, unless I'm the one who stops him. I find myself wandering into this small graveyard. There are headstones dating back hundreds of years, most with the name Taylor. These are my ancestors, but there are no graves for Estelle or Surazal. Kira didn't know how her sister had become involved with Surzal, but she was certain of how it ended.
I know Surzal was very curious about the gift, always asking questions, even to me. I may have had a small crush on him. He was a big man, very charming, charismatic.
In the visions I've seen, Surzal is abusive and cruel.
I didn't see that side of him.
But you've seen that in his son. Crawford didn't get it from Estelle.
No, Estelle had a pure heart. And like Celeste, she died because of it.
Surzal killed her?
No, he died with his wife. They were both murdered by Adrian.
Most of the information Merriman found through the globe at the minaret dated back to 1929 or before. One exception was a rumored event that supposedly took place in 1943.
I told you there were 4 areas on the globe where most of the data was centered. In Berlin, there's a bunch of info on a group called the Thule Society. Depending on the source, Thule was either a mythical island or a real lost city.
Like those old cities in Pakistan. So the Thule Society does what?
Well, in 1945, some of their members, including a guy named Heinrich Himmler, got together, and according to some of the eyewitness accounts, they made several attempts to, and I quote, summon a spirit.
Nice. How'd that work for them?
Depends on who you ask. Some say it worked, others ended up in asylums.
Death is everywhere here on the estate. The strongest images come from the main house. Surzal's guests knew they were going to die long before they did.
My esteemed guests, the ancient Celts believed that on this, the last night of October, the boundary between the living and dead dissolved. It is most appropriate that our endeavor take place this night. Mrs. Summer, you are the last to know the nature of our business. Tonight, we will unlock an ancient mystery, the ritual of Mohenjo-Daro.
I'd like to go on record as saying...
Mr. Wells, if you could be so kind as to tell Mrs. Summer the fascinating history of the ritual.
Beyond the graveyard, I find a path leading to the main house. It's like some enchanted castle where everyone magically disappeared. Now I'm picking up on the last thing that happened here. There was a big feast, and something to do with a knife.
Bravo, Laroche.
Merci, la dame et les messieurs.
What do you think of him?
He frightens me.
There is nothing to fear, Adrian. You are the King of Swords. All shall bow before you. But first, there is a test you must pass. A test of strength and loyalty. Tonight, you will bring your sister and follow us to the secret chamber. Can you be brave and protect your sister?
Yes, Father.
As I told you, your stepmother is very ill. You must make sure she doesn't accidentally harm the baby.
After I touched several of the objects, the room suddenly transforms before me, appearing as it did that night in 1929. I can't believe Daniel's dead. The last time we were together was at the Wells Museum. How could I have known it was the last time I'd see him alive?
According to him, they're all connected. Mohenjo-Daro, Angkor Wat, Babylon, the Maya, Roanoke. If he'd lived to see it, I'm sure he would have added Starfall to the list.
Basically, Wells was one of the world's first conspiracy theorists.
Yeah, pretty much.
I assume he has a theory?
He believed they discovered a ritual that opened a passage between this world and the afterworld. There were symbols etched on some stone tablets. Wells heard rumors that the symbols were translated during a seance, and then someone performed the ritual, with disastrous results.
So how would this ritual cause cities to be abandoned?
Most of them weren't abandoned. The people were wiped out, apparently by each other. The bodies they found at Starfall, they'd all been murdered or committed suicide.
Don't you hear my heart whisper through your...
I remember LaRoche's name. He wrote the note to Surazal, telling him that All Hallows Eve was the perfect time to do the ritual, but that was all I knew about him. Lauren was able to give us more details on LaRoche.
So there's Emma Somerville, Mr. Wells, Surazal, and Estelle Taylor.
It's 4. Who's number 5?
Henri LaRoche. He was a serious student of mysticism and the occult, famously known as the Fool. He gained fame as a performer in the Cirque de Paris.
And he ties in with the others?
Just Surazal. They were both in the circus for a time. Then, on the night of October 31st, 1899, there was a huge fire. Only a handful of people survived. LaRoche was horribly scarred. He was never seen again without a mask.
From the banquet hall, I follow the trail of memories underground. I find natural caves that were dug out and reinforced a long time ago. At the end of a long passage, I come to a large wooden door locked tight from this side.
created this chamber specifically for tonight. Its existence is known to no one except my family and you three. After you, Mr. Wells. Make yourselves comfortable. I'll return with my wife momentarily.
The scene is seductive in 1929, but the truth is revealed when the illusion vanishes.
What is the meaning of this?
It's none of your concern.
I won't go along with this outrage.
You will do as I say. My wife is not well. Despite my concerns, she insists on being here and has agreed, in exchange, to get medical attention first thing tomorrow morning.
Shall we begin? Everyone, join hands.
You must help me.
Nous sommes joints and see.
Come to us.
Come to us.
Find us.
It hears us.
Quel était celui?
Not use your gift against me. Your daughter is here. You do want to see her again, don't you? There! Look!
Listen, stupid. Everything up here.
Come to us. Come to the light.
It's a woman!
I'm sorry I had to do this. It was the only way.
I had to summon you, Jess.
What's happening?
They've opened a door to the other side. I brought you here before something else could come through. The door opened here this night has not been sealed. Darkness will escape into the world until it's closed.
But I have no memory of any of this.
What I've done here is start the circle. You have come to close it. You must make certain that events transpire exactly as they did. Everything you need to know you've learned on your journey here. Answer as truthfully as you can, and then you must help me to speak. Help me to speak, granddaughter.
You see? I told you we were looking for the same thing.
Why Daniel?
I didn't do anything to that boy. It's the power emanating from this place. Even you must feel it. Something came through. Happens every time. Hell on earth.
So what happened here?
I remember seeing your face as you appeared right here. But I always wondered about you, who you were, how you were created.
Why aren't you in here, along with the other corpses?
I'll tell you why. Because he murdered them all.
Kira? My God, you've let yourself go.
Whatever he's told you, Jess, do not believe it.
Estelle said I need to complete a circle, close the door.
Did she say how?
Everything needs to happen exactly as it did that night.
Well, that's all I want.
Liar!
What has she told you? That I've been hunting her? Ludicrous! Why would I need you? I had Celeste. What she wants is revenge.
Another lie.
She loved my father. I was the next best thing. When I told her what I'd done, she began plotting for this day.
He wants to bring his father back, and doing that will throw open the door to the other side. What happened to Starfall will happen everywhere.
You think I want that?
We need to know what to do.
I told you, Jess. You will only be safe with me. She's willing to sacrifice you.
Tell me what to do.
This sequence, remember.
King of Swords, that is the card.
Fool, Empress, Queen of Cups, Hierophant, Magician.
The spirit must first answer specific questions to prove its identity. You are not the entity we seek. I dismiss you.
Try again, Jess, while I still have strength.
You are not the entity we seek. This is the entity we seek. Now it must choose. Will you join together our collective energies by identifying the cards we have chosen? Or will you identify the card in the center of the table and what it represents?
I have no idea what the card in the center is for, unless that's what Gira was referring to. And Crawford named 5 tarot cards. But are they the correct ones? The numbers are 0, 3, 8, 5, and 1. The cards that represent you are the Fool, the Empress, Strength, the Hierophant, and the Magician.
Good. What do you ask of us in exchange?
Before the ritual can be completed, you must allow this one to speak.
Adrian, save your sister!
Adrian, no! Adrian!
Any force beyond our understanding is seen as magic. The gift is not magic. It's an inherited trait bound by its own laws. You can't force the gift any more than you force yourself to fly. But it's different on the other side. The rules and laws are beyond our comprehension, and to us, they seem to be magic. A dark magic. For that reason, we must obey and use our gift to always maintain the veil between us.
So, your grandmother, Estelle, basically channeled everyone at the ritual to summon you instead of the thing that usually gets out?
Right. But I think she broke some kind of rule by doing it. And that's why things couldn't be resolved until now.
And Crawford did actually kill his parents, but only because Estelle wanted him to.
She also taught him to play those 5 notes I kept hearing.
So this hole Surazal created, you Taylors got it all stitched up, right?
As far as I can tell. I wanted to talk to Gira, or even Crawford, but they're both gone. I guess I served my one purpose and now they're done with me.
And you're not happy about that?
I just wish I knew what happens now. Is there more stuff to deal with, or was this it? What, something you know that I don't?
Let's just say I'm pretty sure you and I both have some unfinished business.